When will the narcissist get their karma? Think about that for a minute. So the narcissist, they keep on trying to trap people in relationships, in cycles, in manipulating techniques and tactics. The narcissist days are numbered, and they know that. The narcissist is running out of supply. That is not just rhetoric, it's a fact. You see, you're doing your part. You are acquiring the wisdom. You are understanding that the narcissist is everywhere, not just the person you're considering, but these toxic narcissistic people, they're in every country, they're in every time zone, and they speak every language known to humankind. The narcissist continues to slither their way through life, trying to infiltrate unsuspecting people's lives. And they also want to destroy people's lives that aren't strong enough to heal, that aren't strong enough to go no contact. And the narcissist knows what they're doing. You see, picture, if you will, a circus, a 3-ring circus. And in the middle of that circus, the big ring, if you will, is a clown. And again, the clown is juggling multiple bowling pins. I've used this example before. I'm going to use it again. The bowling pins are people. People to the narcissist are sources of supply. And the narcissist juggles those bowling pins in that 3-ring circus. And every once in a while, one of those bowling pins drops. What does the narcissist do? They talk to another clown and say, pass me another supply source. I'll keep juggling. Boom, 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 boom. This is what they do because they don't care if any of those supply sources fall by the wayside. This is why the narcissist, when you were with them, they always had one foot in the relationship and one foot out. This is why there was something always off about that person and you could never quite figure it out. This is why, and really you should focus on this part of the video, it's instrumental. This is why also the narcissist would be with you sometimes. I'm referring to physically. I'm not talking about intimacy. I'm talking with you. And then they disappear. The reason they'd be with you and then be gone, it's because they were trying their best to groom other sources while they already knew they had their grubby little fangs sunken into you. But also, when you were away from them, you were missing them. So that would reestablish the trauma bond. Understand, this is all connected. Everything I've been sharing for almost 6 years is connected. It's all coming to fruition. And you should know by now what the narcissistic abusive cycle is. It's the love bomb, then the devaluation stage, then the ending, and at times the fourth part's a Hoover. You should not entertain a Hoover. You should not accept a Hoover. You should become unhooverable, which means get off the radar of the narcissist, go no contact, block that person, get them out of your life. But as I'm sharing, when will the narcissist get their karma? The narcissist is already getting their karma. Just being in the tiny little brain of the narcissist is karma enough. Think about what the narcissist does when they don't have somebody to direct them through life. Essentially, when they don't have a supply source or a fuel source or someone to tell them right from wrong or how to behave or that they're misbehaving or that they should do this or be responsible. When they don't have somebody essentially being there for them, the narcissist makes some of the poorest decisions that you could never wrap your head around in a million years because the narcissist doesn't know what to do. This is why within these people, yes, the narcissist, there's nothing but a void. There's nothing but a huge wasteland. It's nothing but an emptiness. And they have to fill that void up with what is known as supply. Now, what is supply, you ask? Of course, you should know now. It can be a pet. It can be a trip. It can be an Amazon package being delivered. It can be a phone call. It can be being hung up on somebody. It can be having a ring on their finger when they are married. It can be having a ring on their finger when they're not married. The narcissist, anytime they're interacting with somebody, they are getting supply. Anytime they're controlling someone's emotions, they're getting supply. Anytime they're stealing somebody's money, they're getting supply. Anytime they're dragging out the divorce, they are getting supply. Anytime they're cheating on a person, they're getting supply in multiple ways. This is why you need to take the message very seriously. And this is why you should be going no contact. And if you haven't, you need to ask yourself, what are you waiting for? But when the narcissist will get their karma, think about what these people, the dark energy sources, the narcissists, think about what they have to do every single day. Every single day, they have to think about whose life they want to blow up, who they want to target, who they're punishing, who they're giving the silent treatment to, who they're love bombing. They have to check multiple social media accounts, not only using their own account, but bogus ghosting accounts. They also have to check in with enablers. The narcissist also has to check in with flying monkeys. The narcissist also has to look over their back because at any one point in time, anybody can reach out from the past and have put two and two together. In other words, deduced who the narcissist is. And maybe those people who haven't healed, maybe they just figured it out yesterday. Maybe they're shouting from the rooftops. I can't tell you. What I can tell you are these things. One, if you want to get payback and retribution and call out the narcissist and expose them, then you have work to do. Yeah, I know you didn't want me to say that, but it's true. You see that what that means, and you really need to play this part of the video, and I will slow down how I'm talking. You need to play this multiple times. If you are still wishing the narcissist ill will, or you want to call them out or expose them, it means you have work to do. It means you're not fully healed. Now you may say, well, no, I'm healed and I feel great and I still want to call them out. Fair enough, you're a human being, so am I. But when you realize that if you call them out or expose them or whatever you're considering, that you would be going down in the low vibrational state where they exist, where they thrive, and you will not do as well as you think, because this is the narcissist's wheelhouse. And in the narcissist's wheelhouse is the playbook. Not only that, they have a huge advantage over you because they don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about what you think. They don't care about what they did. All they care about is they're still trying to keep you stuck and trapped. That's why you, if you haven't done it yet, you should do it. And I understand, side note, pro tip, if the relationship ended recently for you, this video probably isn't for you, but continue to get the wisdom and continue to understand that the narcissist did their best to try to destroy your life. But you should not try to destroy the narcissist's life. That's not what we do. We take the high road, we go no contact, we block these toxic people, and we focus on ourselves. But having said that, the narcissist knows exactly what they're doing, and they will get their karma. They will get their payback, their retribution. And if they don't get it here on this planet called Earth while they are breathing air and living, and believe me, they get it every single day, you just don't know about it, they will certainly get it in the afterlife. Whatever you think the afterlife is, if you think there is an afterlife or if you don't, whatever you think, the narcissist will not be going where you think you are going. They will be going somewhere that you don't belong. I will pause and not even talk about that part. I can jump in it at a later date. But what I'll share is, when will the narcissist get their karma? Think about what the narcissist has to do. Think of how much energy they burn up trying to destroy and trap people. Think of how much money they burn through trying to drag the divorce out. Think of how much time they waste by not parenting or raising their own kids or their stepkids. Think about all the alleged work hours, wink, wink, if the narcissist was gainfully employed, and possibly they were, who knows, but think of all the work hours that they claimed they were working when they weren't. See what I'm saying? This is why I've shared it, and I'll share it again. Not everything is how it appears to be on this planet called Earth, and not everybody is who they appear to be. And at the top of that list is certainly the narcissist. Remember, the narcissist was wearing a mask. You wear a mask on Halloween if you participate in that holiday. A mask is meant to be worn and you go trick-or-treating, or you go to some event and you have to dress up in a costume, and then after a few hours you take it off and you're like, wow, that's getting hot. Oh my gosh, like I'm sweating. What am I doing? I'm so glad I'm not have to do this 365 days a year. Guess what? The narcissist has to do it 365 days a year, because the narcissist is performing 24 hours, 7 days a week. And the narcissist fumbles and makes mistakes way more than you would ever know. I can assure you this, before the narcissist met you, and during the time they were with you, and certainly afterwards, they were still trying to groom other supply sources. But many of those supply sources, of which you will never hear about, you'll never know about, and you shouldn't want to know and you shouldn't know, many of those supply sources closed the door on the narcissist before the narcissist could sink their fangs into said person. And you may say, well, how do you know that? I know it because not everybody falls into the narcissistic abusive cycle. And when the narcissist is vetting people or trying to groom them and trap them, many times they try to go after people that are toxic themselves, unbeknownst to them. Also, in this day and age, many people are going no contact, and they're seeing one red flag and they're saying, nope, that's one red flag too many. Remember, in the game of baseball, the American sport, there's 3 strikes. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, you're out. We, the collective, used to have a 3-strike rule, similar to baseball. Now we, the people who have healed and made it to the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference, we have a 1-strike rule. 1 strike is what you get, people. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're gone. And what that means is, We don't expose you, call you out, shout from the rooftops, get emotional or anything. We want nothing to do with you. And we won't give you the time of day. This is what's taking place all over the planet. This is what's happening. There's an energetic shift. You are a part of it. The narcissist is a huge part of it because they had the control for centuries. Right now, their control is literally slipping right through their fingers, and they know it. That's why everything's changing right now. That's why people are jumping timelines. Yes, I said that too. You haven't heard me say that ever. And you may say, what's a timeline? Well, you should take a look at it. But what I'm sharing with you is this. Everything is shifting. It's changing quicker than ever. You're getting stronger. You're really understanding that that person did their best to destroy you, but they couldn't do it. And not only they couldn't do it, but it elevated and ascended you because you had to look into yourself to heal. Now, the narcissist gets zero credit from me because these people are parasites. They're the scum of the earth and they know it. But what happens when you heal is you see the world completely different. When you heal, you see the world the way it really is. And now you can understand by practicing radical acceptance and using your discernment, you can realize that not everybody should be treated equally. Now, when I say that, I am not referring to saying hello to strangers and saying hello to these people, whatever. I'm referencing people that you know. You need to have a small footprint and know your audience, and you share information with certain people, and many people you won't share information with. Why? Because that's how the narcissist weaponized everything against you. They learned about you and your hopes, your aspirations, your dreams, your goals. Basically, they got all your information and they spun it around and weaponized it against you. And this is what they're doing right now. That's why you need to take this very seriously. You need to understand, when will the narcissist get their karma? They're getting it right now. Every time somebody goes no contact, I mean everybody on the planet, every time one person, and this person is you, every time you say no, or go no contact, or block somebody, or you don't peek on the narcissist social media, or you don't make the drive by their house, or maybe a flying monkey wants to tell you some information about the narcissist and you've healed and you're saying, no, I'm done. You mentioned their name, I'm out. I want nothing to do with this. Every time somebody blocks the narcissist or acquires the wisdom, we all get stronger. As we get stronger, the dark energy is getting weaker. The light is too bright for them. The light is shining too bright, and it's exposing these people. It's exposing the dark energy more and more and more. So what you need to do your part to help humanity is you need to go no contact. You need to understand that calling the narcissist out or exposing them or shouting from the rooftops or whatever you're going to do and letting everyone know what happened, that's not going to serve you, even for a second. Because that's what the narcissist wants. The narcissist wants to draw people and lure them down in that low vibrational state. This is where the narcissist has the biggest advantage. And that's where you were trapped and captured for most of that relationship. You can't go back there, and you don't want to fight. Meaning, when I say fight, I'm not talking fisticuffs. I'm talking battle, in a battle of rhetoric, or who he said, she said, or he did, she did, with the narcissist, because you'd be battling with somebody who doesn't care. And they will lie, and they will burn you out, and they will frustrate you, and you will spend your time, your money, your energy, everything, and you'll be pulling your hair out of your head saying, why don't they get that? Well, they don't get it because they don't care. But they know you do care. Everything makes sense when you really slow down and you really just process things, and you just have the ability, and you take advantage of it, of the ability to just be. Hear that? Okay, there's a couple kids in the background. Aside of that, it's peace, it's silence, it's abundance. This is the high vibrational state. This is what the narcissist can't stand. This is what they try to destroy. This is what they will never ever touch in your life ever again. That's why the narcissist is getting their karma. They get their karma when you become the one that got away. They get their karma when you're the one who finally sees behind the mask and you finally say, no, I'm done. I want nothing to do with you. They finally get their karma when you practice radical acceptance and you realize that, yeah, this person is toxic, maybe evil, definitely narcissistic, and they knew what they were doing. But despite all that, they still lost because you are here. And finally, they get their karma when we all do our part and we finally get the message and go no contact and begin to focus our energy and attention, time, money, love, empathy, and more on ourselves and those loved and trusted ones around us. When we do that, all the energy shifts back into ourselves and it goes where it should be going, instead of out the window to a bottomless pit, yes, to the narcissist. They deserve Nothing. The narcissist should never see your face again. They should never hear your voice. They should not know your hair color. They shouldn't know who you're dating, where you're living, or how you've healed or anything about you. Do your part. I implore you. When you do your part, we all get stronger. I get stronger. People who haven't even understood or discovered what narcissism yet will get stronger, and the narcissist gets weaker. That's why this is a zero-sum game, a game that the narcissist was winning for centuries until they weren't. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. One thing I'm going to mention to you. When will the narcissist get their karma? They're getting it every single day. The narcissist has more rage fits in this day and age during any one 24-hour period than you can imagine. And you may say, how do you know that? And why is that true? I know it because I deal with this every single day in my life, and I have my pulse on the temperature of humanity. Way more than you can imagine. Way more. This is all I do. And number two, because the supply sources on the planet, such as what I used to be and you used to be, were dried up. We've battened down the hatches, closed the gates, locked the front door. We've gorilla glued it, air glued it, or air sealed it, whatever it's called. We want nothing to do with these people. And that's what's happening. It really is happening. It's taking full force right now. And we're only halfway through the year. That's why you need to do your part. So when will the narcissists get their karma? It's when you finally do your part to help humanity. Now, I'm not putting the onus on you. I'm just letting you know. There's a reason you made it this far in the video. There's a reason I create videos. There's a reason you're craving the questions to be answered. You're craving answers to questions that you may have and maybe you haven't had yet. That's what I'm providing for you. So in a nutshell, do your part. Go no contact. If not now, when? I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. And you can hear the frogs. At bullfrogs. So now we've had turtles, hawks, deer, snakes, bullfrogs, and there's other animals we've seen before. But just letting you know, we're in the frog sanctuary right now. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye. Love you.